Hello, anyone not still living in the 1970s. We interrupt your day to bring you this announcement. Husker Ninja is in the building. Alright guys, welcome to episode number 23 of the Memphis Tigers Dynasty here on NCAA 14. We're here for the bye week video because we had a bye week in week number 4. And as I've said in all my other dynasties, once I've gotten to a bye week, I'm going to go to prior to our week 5 game. That way the recruiting and top 25 and everything will be as up to date as possible. And so real quick, we'll start with like the top 25 and everything. And as usual, I'm just going to go through and kind of highlight any of the surprise teams who you wouldn't usually think of would be ranked. Like C. Vanderbilt's number 17. And remember, I completely switched up the conferences. So Vanderbilt's actually in our conference, which we'll see in the conference standings. And Syracuse is number 19. Boston College is 24. Auburn's 25. And receiving votes, you got Kansas and Illinois. And South Florida's receiving votes. So those are a couple of teams that you wouldn't normally think of would be ranked, but they're pushing it. They're trying. Alright, and now we'll go through conference standings. Syracuse leading the ACC Atlantic. North Carolina leading the Coastal. I'm saving mine for last. That way I can kind of go through the divisions. Texas is leading the Big 12. Oh yeah, and we put South Alabama in the Big 12. They're 1 and 2. They're not doing so hot. The Big 10 is... It's at least got all the right teams. I don't think I bothered to switch them into their proper divisions. My bad there. Alright, so the Pac-12, I'm pretty sure I left the same. The SEC, we put UCF in the East because we brought in Vanderbilt to our division, so that's why they're in the SEC now. LSU's leading the SEC West. Alright, we'll go with the American division of the American Athletic. And Navy is leading our division. Navy's actually going to be... well, they're actually in the American now, so... that one's actually true to real life. Louisville is not, but they're Memphis' rival in the game, I guess. I wasn't aware they had a rivalry, but there you go, rivalry game. That's why they're in our division. We got USF. Put them in our division because we had a 3-overtime classic last year, so I'm thinking they could be a fun little game to be able to play every year. Put Vanderbilt in our division because I won an in-state rival. But I don't want to play Tennessee every year, and I don't want to play Middle Tennessee State or someone every year. I think Vanderbilt is a nice little bounce right in the middle. And then you can see there we're toward the bottom of our division because we haven't played a conference game yet. And then UConn is in the basement. They're in our division because the game we had against them last year was crazy. We scored the eventual winning touchdown with a minute left. And then we intercepted it, but then we fumbled it, so they had another chance. And then we came up with a stop on 4th down when they were in the red zone with 10 seconds left. So that's pretty crazy. And in the other division, you got Cincinnati, SMU, Kent State, Boise State, Southern Miss, Houston. So that's just kind of a look at the conference standings and just kind of going through why I switched up the conferences so they're not super realistic. And there's a look at the Heisman watch. Little odd to see Bishop Sankey in there. Bridgewater, Manziel, yeah, those ones make sense. And Memphis, if you look at the championship contenders, Yakov's got them up to a B championship contender. They're ranked 36 this year. Well, so far this year anyway. They're projected to be 47 next year, 29 in 2016, and then number 20 in 2017. So this program's definitely trending up, getting a little bit of life pumped into it by Yakov Kolenkov. And we'll see how long it is before they're perennial power. Alright, now we're going to get into the fun part, recruiting. You can see we got 14 scholarships left, so that's 11 current commits, I think. Yeah, 11. And we'll start by going over the people we still have on our board. Alright, target number 1, Keith Bowling. He's a guard from Green Hill, Tennessee. He went up 6 to an 81. He's a gem when we scouted him. And he could come in and he could produce right away game 1. I mean, I really want this guy, and we're competing against Tennessee right now. At least we're growing up a little bit every week. And our visit is before Tennessee's, so maybe that'll help us out a little bit. But he's a guy I really, really want. Next we got Marcus Taylor, a wideout from Carmichael, California. You can see we have an A- coach prestige, I guess, because that's his top. Hey, I want that. He went up 1 to a 77 when we scouted him. He's got really solid catching. He's got mid speed, mid acceleration, even more mid jumping. His spectacular catch is not very good. But for an incoming freshman, I like his catching and his catch in traffic. And his route running's an 81, so I mean, he's not a bad guy to get. And no one else has really come in on him yet. We just added him to our board because, I mean, no one was looking at him, and he's a solid prospect. Not going to be a superstar year 1, but in a couple years he could be. And so we'll see how much ground we can get on him before other schools come into play. And then here are the blocking stats with Bowling. 85 pass block, 84 run block, and 79 impact. So he could come in and be really good like right away. Next we're looking at TJ Mooney. He's a halfback from Troy, Alabama. And our starting running back right now is a junior, so he would probably redshirt year 1 and then take over once Hayes graduated, or I don't know. I think we got some solid halfbacks so he could play. He went up 2 to a 76 when we scouted him. He's got decent speed, I suppose. He's just all around decent. His 78 carrying could be better, but he's not really great in any one area, but he's decent in all of them. So, and again, he's someone we just recently added to our board. And he's from Alabama, which we're trying to save our pipeline in, so that's always nice. We're also looking at Ryan Spence. He's an athlete from Bothell, Washington. And he went up 7 to an 81 when we scouted him. Another gem. And looking at his ratings, he's probably a running back or a wideout. 79 catch, 72 spectacular catch, 80 catch in traffic, 83 route running, 79 jumping, 87 speed, 91 acceleration. His break tackle's 80, trucking's 80, elusiveness 85, stiff arm 72, 81 spin move, 81 carrying. So yeah, he'd be probably either a halfback or a wideout, whichever one I felt we had a bigger need at. Alright, next we got Eddie Moss, another athlete. He's from Concord, California. Went up 7 to a 79 when we scouted him. And I would say he's probably either a running back or a safety. Maybe a corner, I mean. He's got good speed, 93 speed, 87 acceleration, 75 jump, 83 pursuit, 75 recognition, 75 man, 78 zone, 58 press. I don't know, I'm not sure where I'd put him right now, but he's another guy we're looking to try and get because he can contribute somewhere. I'm just not sure exactly where right now. We're also looking at Rudy Barrett, a wide receiver from Seven Oaks, South Carolina. And he's got 89 speed, 86 acceleration. Yeah, 82 jump, 81 catch, 71 spectacular catch, 80 catch in traffic. He went up 6 to 77, so another gem. And I like his flat-out catching ratings better than I did Taylor's. But I mean, I'll definitely welcome both of them if they want to come. We're also looking at Joe Moore. He's an athlete from Orange, Texas. Went up 4 to a 73 after we scouted him. And again, he's probably a wideout or a halfback, just looking at his ratings right now. But he's more of like a depth prospect right now, like develop him for a couple years and then maybe can contribute as a junior and senior. If he stays in the system that long, I don't know. He might end up transferring, who knows. We're also looking at Josh White, a defensive end from Waimea, Hawaii. I probably totally butchered that, but he stayed the same when we scouted him. He's a 72. Got decent tackle. His speed could be better. And it's looking like it'll be probably between us and Duke right now. We're also looking at Thomas Barber. He's a cornerback from Morgan City, Louisiana. And he went up 2 to a 73 when we scouted him. He got 78 man, 84 zone, 72 press, 92 speed, 94 acceleration, 76 play recognition. I tell you, if it wasn't for the 57 tackle, I'd say he'd almost be a better safety than a corner. But his tackle's not very good, so maybe not. Now we're moving on to our actual commitments. And we'll start on the bottom with the ones who committed first. Our first commitment was Skip Maddox, a cornerback from Conway, Florida. He stayed the same out of 78 when we scouted him, but he's got 82 man, 85 zone, 86 press, 81 play recognition, 88 jumping, 91 speed, 92 excel. So a very solid cornerback prospect who we're excited to have on our team. He's going to probably come in and play day one. We also got Stephen Ball, a middle linebacker from Mount Juliet, Tennessee. Went up 2 to a 69 when we scouted him. And honestly, he's just death right now. Maybe he'll commit as an upper, or maybe he'll contribute as an upperclassman. There we go, that's what I wanted. And we got Malcolm Jones. He's another cornerback from Bartlett, Tennessee. Went up 1 to a 74 when we scouted him. 93 speed, 95 excel, 89 jump, 77 play recognition, 80 man, 83 zone, 73 press. So yeah, just another solid cornerback. But Jones might actually have to wait a year or two before he plays. We'll have to see how our returning players shape up at that position. But he's someone I will be very happy to have probably a year or two down the line. Next we got Patrick Owens, a tight end from Mount Holly, North Carolina. He went up 1 to a 68 when we scouted him. And I mean, at first I was like, yeah, this guy can come in and play, because I think he was week 1 or 2 when he committed. But our current tight end, I actually really like the production I'm getting from him, so Owens will probably have to redshirt a year, and since playing time is number 1, he might end up transferring, who knows. But I like what we've got with Peterson so far, so I'm probably not going to bench him just to start Owens because Owens wants it, because he's interested in playing time. I don't know, we'll see how kind of things shape up in the offseason. Next we got Mike Hawkins, an athlete from Bunkie, Louisiana. He stayed at a 70 when we scouted him. And honestly, I see him as a defensive lineman or a linebacker, I mean. We got 71 speed, 72 strength, 75 excel, 71 jump, 78 tackle, 73 hit power, 73 pursuit, 75 recognition. So yeah, probably either on the defensive line or a linebacker. Not sure which one right now. Next we got Jason Green, a corner from Union City, Tennessee. He went up 1 to a 64 when we scouted him. And honestly, he's just for depth right now, depth purposes. That's the reason we got him right now. Next we got Jeremy Wilson, a tackle from Opp, Alabama. And he is actually only a 2-star recruit, but he went up 4 to a 68 when we scouted him. Got 75 pass and run block and 73 impact. So give him a year or two and he could be probably really good. Next we got Lawrence Robinson, a quarterback from Soddy Daisy, Tennessee. Went up 4 to a 66 when we scouted him. He's more of a scrambler than a thrower. He's for depth as well. Not probably going to start for 2-3 years. If he holds on that long, I mean, you never know. Next we got Russ Lane, a linebacker from Hendersonville, Tennessee. He went up 1 to a 69 when we scouted him. And he's probably going to be depth for a year or two. Although, I don't know, I think at least one of our linebackers, yeah, I think Jakes is a senior. So we're going to need someone to replace Tank Jakes, and maybe it's Russ Lane, maybe it's someone else, I don't know. But we're good at middle linebacker, and our other starting outside linebacker is Clayton. He's a true freshman. Don't have to worry about that for a little bit. Next we got Ryan Simmons, a corner from Simpsonville, South Carolina. Stayed the same at a 64 when we scouted him. And again, you can never have too much depth, especially on defense. So that's kind of why we got him to commit. And the final commitment we have so far is Daniel Lowe, a defensive tackle from Lincolnia, Virginia, or Lincolnia. I don't know how you pronounce it. But he went up 6 to a 74 when we scouted him. He's a gem. Yeah, 82 power moves. Yeah, 79 tackles, 75 hit power, 73 pursuit, 75 play recognition. And And the problem is we're really young on the defensive line, so Lowe will likely not play for a couple of years. But he's going to be very solid like depth coming in on rotations, because I know our defensive line especially, they'll rotate out a lot, not sure why. But we're going to check the depth chart just to kind of look at it again. Joe Holloway is a true freshman. Terrence Kinier is a true freshman. Johnny Farms is a sophomore. Sam Britt's a freshman. But I mean, our next two defensive tackles are both 74, and they're both seniors. So like, when we need a defensive tackle number 3 for rotations, that's where Lowe could come in handy. So that's your first look at this Memphis recruiting cycle for this year. Just a short little bye week update, though I know I kind of go in depth a little bit on recruiting, so this video is probably actually longer than I think it is. But that'll do it for me. I will see you guys next time. Have a fantastic day, everybody.